Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. So, very quick questions. First of all, big shout out to my good friend and a member of BWTM, Leif, for doing the timelines for us, the timestamps that basically what's going on the channel in terms of interviews, key points in interviews. And Leif, if you get anytime you get a chance, please try and get a timeline for the interview of Uncle Bashir when he talks about Deontay Wilder, because that's an interview that was back in 2013, which is very key. It talks about James Allen Bashir watching Anthony Joshua and Dillian White and having to break them two up for fighting. It also talks about uh, Wilder sparring with Klitschko, which people talk about now. Also talks about when Wilder was sparring, Richard Towers was sparring as well. So that's a very good interview. There's lots of information there. 2013 was the interview. It was actually the first or second interview I did with Uncle Bashir. So do check that out. It's an interview that I'm sure boxing fans would love to hear more of. Okay, so shout out to Leah for all the work he's doing. Much, much, much love to you, brother, for the work you're doing. Okay, next point. Shout out to our new member, Peter or Piotr, from Poland. Shout out to you and your support. Really great to have you on as a member, and much appreciated to you. Appreciate you and for your support. And shout out to all the members out there of BWTM Sports Game. We really appreciate you. Now, short story. Tonight, early on, I was talking to Leif, and we're just talking about the channel and the direction and what he kind of likes about the channel, and the fact that for the most part I try and stay as non-biased as possible. I don't have favorite fighters, and even if I do have favorite fighters, I don't make those favorite fighters be um, my blind me from their weaknesses or shortcomings, or if they're doing something that I don't think's right, I will say, regardless if I have interviewed them or I haven't interviewed them. There's no bias there. It is what it is. I try and keep it as non-biased as possible. I try. I do try. Difficult, but I try. Anyway, so we talk about the channel and doing it, but should I really be doing it? Bearing in mind the other major projects I've got running at the moment, plus the fact that there are a lot of things I want to plan for BWTM, particularly now with the lockdown and taking it to that next level. You know, when you have achieved all the things that you've achieved, I've achieved for the channel in terms of, you know, breaking news, having your interviews go viral, having interviews being seen all around the world, having your interview being in every single newspaper in the world, having breaking news. I mean, how many more stories can you break? All this stuff. After a while, having your interviews translated in another language, having yourself on teletext. After a while, these things they're not meaningless, but the meaning, the chase, the challenges you face there to achieve certain things, you achieve them. You're looking for new challenges, and sometimes you can become stale, and sometimes you need other people to come in and help. And I'm very grateful for that, and I'm sure that the people that will take the channel to the next level will be have the hunger and passion to take it to the next level. I'm sure that they will be excellent in all that they do. So anyway, Leif was saying to me to stick at it, believe in your content, and keep going. I was like, okay, I appreciate it, thank you. And then I sat in my bed, I was thinking, so you know what? I don't know. I've done the gaming thing and sports gaming, and I know they've had a few people come in and watch the channel and watch the gaming. And some nights we get some really good views, and other nights we get a few views. And I'm not consistent with it, and I get that. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I should knock it on the head. Here's me. Maybe I should knock it on the head tonight. Literally half an hour ago, as I'm thinking of knock it on the head, half an hour ago, check my email, BWTM online email, and I've just been offered. We as a channel have been offered because of the gaming content we put on. I thought it doesn't get seen by many people. It's been seen not by many, but been seen by key people. We've been offered a potential contract to join with a new partner for 2020. New partner, I think they're out of Japan, I think. Yeah, and they're offering us some some real some really exciting stuff. And particularly now, I mean, obviously, like that's good for us. It's good for the channel. So you need to keep your head up. These times we need to keep our head up. Um, Stay focused in what you need to do. Use this opportunity, this COVID-19 opportunity to spend time. Obviously you can't. There's certain things you can't do, but spend this time getting to know people better via social media. Here, so now one of the things when I say social media, via Facebook or by Twitter or by Instagram, spend the time getting to know those people that otherwise you probably wouldn't have been able to get to know. Use the opportunity to learn a new skill, learn a new talent, new skill and talent. Read that book you always wanted to read, never got around to reading. Read it. Make that telephone call to that person you're too busy to talk to. You understand? So my question to members and subscribers: what would you like the BWTM online in terms of the sports channel and the gaming? What would you want for this lockdown period? This lockdown, for as long as this lockdown era is, what would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of? What do you like? What do you enjoy? So we really want to hear from you what you like on the channel, what you'd like to see more of, say something different. So some new things for us to focus on the channel, and just bear in mind also that there is a lockdown, and some things obviously are not as possible. For example, running around doing interviews now um, in the public, it's probably not possible. But there are some things we're working on to get you some new interviews with some new people and some old faces as well. Just been a little difficult, obviously, with COVID-19 and people moving about in the way they are around the world. It's some people are very shaken up by it. Some people are in fear and paralyzed by fear. Other people are of a sound mind and are able to um, operate in a fashion which is like, for me personally, I see this as just a cocoon, an old world. I'm in a cocoon at the moment, and as you see from a cocoon ends up in a cocoon. It's protecting you from certain things, and when you come out the cocoon, you end up being a butterfly. That's the way I view it. Other people may view it differently. I think we're not going to go back to. I don't believe that when we finish this lockdown, we're going to be going into a world that we were before. That's gone. All those things that we may have done beforehand, that's gone. And I think the people that will cope best after this lockdown are those people that would have worked on improving self improvement, those people that would have had the spirit of having a sound mind and progressive. I think the people that are going to be struggling the most and challenged the most are those people that are filled with fear and biased and all those sort of cancerous sort of behaviors. I think they're going to struggle the most. And I think between now and when this lockdown is over, I think there's gonna I call it whoop our season. So I think we'll be getting a lot of people, you know, you know, karma. But I call it karma. Karma is this is karma season now. So watch how you treating people, how you talking to people, how you acting with people. Careful, because karma's coming. So if you've been doing things you shouldn't have been doing, if you behave in a way that's been nasty, bro, saying you now, say sorry, honestly, because this is karma. I'm seeing people getting whooped up and down, up and down, up and down. And all for me, not lying, all I'm seeing is blessing after blessing after at this period of time, blessing after everywhere I turn, there's a blessing. I'm so grateful at this minute in time. But everything's a blessing. Everywhere's a blessing at this minute in time. So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful and grateful at this point in time. I really am. So There's some arse whoopings being given out at the moment, and those people are high and mighty, or felt they were high and mighty, in a position of being high and mighty, and they felt they were invincible, untouchable. Well, they find themselves to be very invincible and very touchable at the moment. So humble yourself. You know what I mean? Humble yourselves. Because you got money, it doesn't mean that you're invincible. You may think you're invincible, but the fact of the matter is, you're only invincible until you're in a coffin. You understand? So just humble yourselves, man. Seriously. And if you know you've been doing wrong to people, start apologizing, because you may think you're getting away with it. You think you're getting away with shit. It might not. It may not come to you. It may not come to you. It may not come directly to you. It may come to a family member. It may come to a girlfriend. It may come to a boyfriend, right? If you think you're getting away, if you think for some way or reason that you can get away with being nasty to people, if you're going to get away with it, whoop ass is coming. So, you understand, there is no hiding space for nobody. Nobody is hiding space. You understand, you treat people badly, you be disrespectful and stuff like that. This ain't the season for it. And see you trolls out there like to go around trolling people's channels and abusing people who don't do you any harm. And that's the worst thing. You see, you trolls don't understand um, the process of, um, you know, when you do certain things, there is no hiding place, right? Um, this is collection time. Do you understand? This is proper collection time. I'm not going to mention names, but there are people that have have signed on to a certain way of life, still alive in your life. You understand? When lives start getting taken out of people's lives, people start getting taken out of other people's lives, right? You can have all the money in the world, but you'd rather those people be alive. I'm not mentioning names, you understand? But as I say, you live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword. You understand? If you decide to go in someone else's playground, then you play by their rules. And if you decide to break their rules and feel that you have money and you feel that you can still act a certain way and not play by those rules, then think again. It's countless. It happens over and over and over again. So all you people out there that think it's fun to go around trolling people's channels and causing people hurt and you think it's a bit of fun, well, okay. Especially because a lot of you people don't know what you're doing and you don't know who you're messing around with because you don't know the people you're messing around with. It's energy. And eventually it catches up with you. See, check this out. So you go on channels and you go around trolling people's channels, yeah? You got kids, yeah? And you persist in doing this trolling shit because you get paid or it's something. And then you think you get away with it. You have a good laugh with your mates and you say your stuff. And then your kid goes into school. And for all of a sudden, your kid starts getting bullied and picked on all the time. And for all their lives to get bullied and picked on. You think, well, why is this happening? But it was okay for you to bully and pick on other people that didn't do any that didn't cause you any harm, that were working hard, trying to put money on the table for their families, trying to get well, trying to do things. But you know what? Karmatic energy is out there. You understand? I don't have to, I'm not sharing too much knowledge. I'm just sharing enough knowledge for you to understand that you're picking on the wrong geezer. That's all I'm saying. So you may think you got ahead today. You think you got ahead today, but it's all an illusion. Because as far as you think you got ahead, as far as you think you got ahead, being sneaky and underhanded, when you do things sneaky and underhanded, it comes back and bites you in your ass. And if you've not done things, yours is coming. Yours is coming. We might not hear about it, but behind closed doors, you take a good whoop passing. But it's coming. This is the season for it. This is the season for it. Yeah, it's the season for it. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. But anyway, I haven't done one of these talks for a long time on the channel because, yeah, you kind of get caught up in the moment, don't you? You know, you're doing your channel, you're putting your videos out there. Oh, and as for the James Ali Bashir videos, the interviews, Uncle Bashir, bless him, he's going for a real difficult time, a really difficult time. There's so much he wants to talk about, but um, he is he is he has to be careful what he says. So that's as much as I can say to you about that at the moment. There are a lot of people that will be coming on the channel. It's just a matter of getting it all organized. For me, I've been pretty busy looking after family, spending more time in London now than I probably would have done before COVID. But hey, for me, I haven't been in London like consistently like this for over 20 years. So it's given me the opportunity to get to know and get to spend more time with family, which I probably wouldn't have done. I was just getting used to, you know, the idea of staying in the UK and business being planned and stuff like that. And this COVID thing happened. So it's been a blessing for me, actually. I can't say it hasn't. It's been a blessing. I've had time to rest, although I'm still doing a lot of running up and down after my grandmother at the moment. But I've had time to rest and, things that matter most: family, friends, loved ones, you know, um, just the basic things, please and thank you. Obviously, for those who do know me a bit more intimately, know that I've got a very close relationship spiritually. I have advisors, health wise, I've got advisors, and business wise, I've got advisors. So, really, it's really good. You should really, one thing I will say to you all, you should really have somebody you can turn to in your difficult moments who can advise you who can be of good wisdom to you. Yeah. And I want to just talk on a final point about a subject, um, about someone whom was pretty close-ish to me, um, whom sadly recently lost the will to live and ended their life quite tragically. They lost the will to believe. They lost the will to live, and um, basically threw themselves off a train line. And you know, this is pretty tragic. I'm talking about it because sometimes people have an idea that because you do a YouTube channel and you do boxing videos, you're quite upfront about certain things. A lot of that you have to understand is, yes, entertainment value, and yes, it's about boxing, and yes, it's about sharing an opinion about certain things, and we can get heightened. But that's not all my life. Sometimes people do literally put you in a box and think, well, that's the way that geezer is. But you know, to hear this news and like now this person, their family, their memory of that person is, and for when they see them in a coffin, it's just their head. Imagine somebody you've known for X amount of years, and then now how you're going to remember them. The last memory of them seeing them is that state. What an absolutely dreadful way for not only to me, that's devastating, and losing the will to live because it's all got on top of you is not easy. It's not good. And that's why when you see these trolls around the channel talking rubbish and doing the things they do, that how And people, a lot of these people, these trolls, I know people talk about these trolls. A lot of these trolls don't realize the mental um, damage they can cause. They don't understand it, and the and knock-on effects. You know, some of us are stronger than others, and what you call as a little bit of fun can have a knock-on effect on somebody else's life. The amount of people I know that have had channels and have stopped because of trolls. And the direct correlation is those words that a person has to listen to. When you don't have any belief inside of you, and your spirit snaps and says, you know what, I don't want to be here no more. And all you're hearing is those demonic words. You're hearing those words of that person and what they think of you and what they believe in you. While you're taking that in your head, those same trolls, those same people are sitting with their families laughing and joking and counting the money in the bank or sitting with their girlfriend or their wife or whatever or their husband and they are doing what they're doing, you know, and they think they've got away with it. And at that time, on the other side, somebody here is looking at over at a train station looking to kill themselves because of comments, constant abuse. It's all sick, really. All sick. Nobody should have to deal with that. So yeah, so it's a lot of things I spoke about there, but I want to close it off on a positive note. You boxers out there that are watching this, a lot of you are an absolute joke, and I'm going to say this much: you are you'll go for the whole of this year. Watch this. You'll go for the whole of this lockdown year, and I bet you, the majority of you jokes, right, will just stick with what you know. You want to improve. You want to improve. You won't look to improve your skill. What a lot of you fighters should be doing now, and what I mean by your joke, I don't mean your joke meaning you can't fight or I respect all boxers in that sense. But in terms of progression, a lot of you fighters are ignorant. Oh, I'm unbeaten. I don't want my fingers itching tonight. Odd. Or I'm unbeaten, so I don't need to improve. I'm unbeaten, so I knock everybody out. So I don't need to improve. My punching power will do it. A lot of you guys could learn by sitting down watching your tapes from the beginning of your career to where it is now. Your losses, your wins, your tough fights. You know what I mean? How you can improve as a fighter. Watching great fighters, and then from that, seeing how you can improve as a fighter. You know, working on improving your jab, your right hand, your left hook, your combination punching, your distance, your backing up, your movement from side to side, lateral movement. You're working on fighting off the ropes. You're fighting your inside game. You're turning a fight. All these things you could be working on. Your mental preparation, your visualization. What we should be seeing after this lockdown is a whole lot of fighters are a lot more hungrier because they've had more meaningless the sport of boxing. One, two, not only they should be more hungrier, but also they should have better techniques during this time. You know, should have better techniques. They should have far more focus. A lot of these German fighters, right? Their bodies will be well rested. You understand how serious this is, Um, this is an opportunity for fighters to get well rested. All these guys will be fighting back to back to back. They get times to rest their bodies. Like I said, the journeyman fighters get chances to rest their bodies. The Yeah, so it's all good. Everyone's getting a good rest, so we should have some refreshed fighters coming out at the end of this lockdown period. I hope to see much better fighters with much better techniques. Those fighters that can't fight. Right, I'm out of here. My apologies if it's been disconnecting every so often. Been on a bit of a rant and a rave, but I think for the most part, I think I've made my point pretty clear tonight. Oh, it's um Sorry to hear about your loss, bro. I agree. Suicide is getting worse in these hard times. Let's get all the chats. These hard times, especially now, this stage pandemic. I think we should all come together, but it's hard when being ignored. Now we all come together and um, definitely going to drop the information, but I'm not just going to drop the information like that. I am working to get a few other people on the channel as well soon. So it's dropping the information, but it's this how you drop the information. Yeah. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. This is this is a if it was old school BWTM like Bayloric TV, we'd be on this in such a different way. So it's just having to. So much is going on at the moment as well. So you know, I think once we get two or three channel that have got energy and have got some sort of some passion and drive, you know, some of these young guns, let them come and take over at the channel and see what they can do. This is what I'm looking forward to anyway. Tried it a year ago, didn't quite pull off, but then I'm not in the position that I'm in now. So we'll see. We're gonna go again with it. Right. So like I said, leave your suggestions in the comment section as to what you'd like to see on the channel, things you'd like to see during the lockdown, whether it be gaming. Would you like to see different games being tried on the channel and game reviews? Would you like to see like favorite fights? Maybe I could show favorite fights that I really enjoy and do some commentary over those fights that I enjoy. Um, I'm thinking fighter focus or maybe a fighter focus I can do, or you know, prospects, or I tell you what, you can bring your fighters that you think that you'd like me to look at, and I can look at them and see their strengths and weaknesses, do strengths and weaknesses breakdowns. Let me know what you want, or if you want me to play certain games, maybe I can. I think I'm one of the greatest managers ever on Pro Evolution Soccer Manager. To be honest, I've won. I've took Arsenal to the Premiership and been unbeaten in the process of the league. I've done that. I've taken pure Norwich. I've taken Portsmouth from the bottom of the league right through to Champions League glory. I mean, so I did the Norwich team with a completely all English side. So give me your team. I'll manage your team. The only two things I haven't done yet is win a World Cup with England and win a European Championship with England. The two things I haven't done yet, I want to do. So those are my challenges. But you give me some challenges as well. So we call them the BWTM challenges. And also, if you want to be on BWTM and you want to do, would like to be on the channel, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get you on the channel. Let's get you talking about boxing or sport, whatever you want to talk about. We'll get you on the BWTM. We'll call it a BWTM Spotlight. And every week I'll interview two or three people. As long as you've got a laptop or you've got an iPhone or a phone that's got, I think you have to have uh, Google Chrome. Yeah, Google Chrome. As long as you've got Google Chrome, I'm ready to do video interviews maybe once or twice a week. I'll do that as well. So, hey, this is your opportunity. BWTM supporters, fans, um, members, step up. This is it. Let's make it happen. Let's make this lockdown something to be remembered, something special. We don't have to be all locked in doom and gloom. All right. Let's make this. This is your channel. It's always been your channel. Let's make it happen. All right. And I'll give you more information about that new deal, that new gaming deal for BWTM as soon as we get it all locked down. Oh, sorry, pardon the pun, locked down. As soon as we all got it in place. All right. And all the best to Boris Johnson, who's in intensive care at the moment. I don't wish any badness on anybody, regardless of what my personal thoughts of him are, regards to how he's done certain things with the Caribbean community. I still wish him well and a full recovery. Commander in Chief. All right, I'm out. Take care.